a Halloween style Q&A.
Happy Halloween!
Welcome to a Halloween style Q&A.
Yes. Alright. He's back. Okay, today we are going to answer some of your guys' questions. We have some couples questions and then questions that you guys just sent for me, which I'll make another video for that. So maybe you guys will get to have 2 Q&As in one day. Okay, we answered the first question, which was what was your best year of marriage in our anniversary vlog. So going to the next question, it is what does Jorge do for a living?
I work for a trades department, and what I do is I maintain park facilities.
Okay. What is the hardest in raising children from the ages 0 to 5?
The hardest part about raising
the dogs.
children is, the hardest part for me, I thought, when they were babies and they would get sick and they couldn't really tell you what was wrong. It's really frustrating. But other than that, just watching them is probably the hardest. Just keeping an eye on them, especially when they can start reaching things.
Yeah. Just constantly having to be sure, you know, where each of them are at, especially if they don't have that fear of being gone from you.
Ivan was so rowdy all the time. When one time I was sitting there watching TV and I just didn't hear him for a while, and I turned around all scared and he was just out. He was sleeping with his hand in a Cheeto bag and his milk like on the side, and it was just scary because he's always so loud.
Yeah.
So he was fine. He was sleeping.
Okay, next one is, was Jorge a member of the church before he met you?
No, I was not. I met Nikki, and 6 months after we met, I became a Christian.
Yeah.
And then like 7 months after that, we got married.
How did you come up with your children's names?
Ivan is my middle name. Ayla.
Well, what about his middle name? Ivan's middle name is Kal-El, which Jorge's favorite superhero was Superman. And Ayla, my Grammy, I had asked her, you know, when we were trying to figure out names, I had asked her opinion for a girl's name, and so she loved the name Ayla. She had read it in a book. I forgot what the name of the book was. Clan of the Bear, something like that. I don't even know what it was. And then her middle name is Bella, and that I just thought it was a beautiful name, and it means beautiful. And then
Spanish.
Yes, and
You think people just should know that?
most people do. And then Kira, Jorge claims that he came up with that name, but
I had suggested that to her, and then she read it in a book, and I said, I had suggested that to you. But then she...
And Sienna comes from Grammy. She really loved the name Sienna, so she really wanted her name to be Sienna, but I kind of had a theme going. I wanted 4 letters for all of their names, and for the girls' names, I wanted them all to end with A. So Sienna did not fit that, and but we made it her middle name, and Grammy to this day still just calls her Sienna. And what else? Aria. I was just looking through the baby names, you know, on a website or something, and once I came to that name, I was reading them off to him, and at the same time when I read it, we both said we liked that name. And at the time, they were building the Aria Hotel, but I didn't know that that was going to be the name of it. But and then her middle name is Anna, which Jorge wanted it to be Anna because he thought he would call her Ariana, kind of wasted a middle name there because he does not call her Ariana.
Ariana.
Yeah. So that's it for their names. Do you have date nights often? Oh my gosh.
Yes. All the time.
Why are we going down the hill?
Down the hill. Going down.
This is way too bright. Oh, no. I'm gonna get sick. Okay. Go.
Yeah. We date all the time. I figure if you still date your partner, you know, that's how, it's a way to keep your relationship going and stuff, because you really aren't the same people around your kids as you are when you're together. You know, even when we go, I like going places with the kids and stuff, but it's just really, it's a completely different experience, because when the kids are there, you know, you're constantly having to correct them. You constantly have to be watching them. So it just, when you're alone, you kind of just take a mental break from the kids, and I think what happens is that a lot of people, they lose the fact that they were together before they had the kids. So it's like, you know, it kind of rekindles what brought you together, magic hands, you know. And I just think it's really fun, you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like I can let loose when I'm around her alone.
This doesn't fit in with your costume. Wrong time period. Did you two grow up in Vegas? Short answer, yes.
I was born in Mexico. I'm an immigrant. I got papers.
Thank goodness.
I'm a U.S. citizen.
Yes, you went over that last time.
Yeah, but I don't, you know, people might try to deport me.
Okay, what is one thing you each adore about each other?
Do I really need to get edited? What I adore about you the most is your genuosity.
No.
How
Generosity?
genuine? No.
Genuosity? What is
How genuine?
genuosity?
How genuine you are. I think I really appreciate how you're real all the time. Nikki doesn't change around people. She's who she is all the time.
Except for my kids. Okay. What I adore about Jorge.
Don't hurt yourself.
Don't I always look at you adoringly?
Not always.
I adore that he goes above and beyond for me and the kids. But that's about where it ends. He's not really like that with other people.
Sorry.
He puts all his efforts to his family, right? Yeah.
I do.
So I adore that about him, because I know that if it weren't that way, we would probably have a lot of problems. The next question is, has anyone noticed you in public yet? Not me. Nobody's noticed me yet, but somebody from work, yeah.
Yeah, but she didn't recognize me because she saw me, because she's looked me up in the work directory.
Battery's dying.
And that wraps up our Halloween Q&A.
No. We
Nikki
still have more questions.
is still a rookie vlogger. That's why we can't get to the next one.
How old are you two? Hurry.
34.
33. Okay. And what are your favorite Mexican restaurants? Go. Say it.
My mom's
Make it right.
house.
Mexican restaurant. What's your favorite? Hurry. The bean place.
Oh, Free Holies.
Frijoles. Okay, and Did you both agree on the same disciplining style for your children when you first became parents? Like timeout spanking or not spanking, etc., or did you each think differently about it?
Nikki wants to be a little more strict than I am, but
quickly,
I'd say for the most part we're kind of on the same page, mostly on the same page.
Yes, mostly. I am more strict than he is. What do you do when your kids fight and bicker? Quick!
Get them in trouble. Get them in trouble.
A lot of times I just let them. I let them work it out. I don't step in every time and, you know, try to, you know, what happened here? No, I don't do that stuff. I try not to. If it gets to the point where it's like just, you know, my head is pounding and stuff, I'll be like, be quiet, or, you know.
They just fight over the stupidest things.
Yeah. Yeah.
I broke up a fight over a feather the other day.
Oh. Okay. Do I have lipstick on my teeth?
Yes.
I do? Look. Stop. Do I?
Do I?
Okay, next question. Are you guys really affectionate off camera?
You guys are trying to get me edited, aren't you? Yes.
Short answer, yes.
I can't keep her off me. What'd I say? That's the truth.
Is it?
Yes.
Are you affectionate? Like, just,
affectionate, you know, means physical. Yes. We're very physical. Yes, we're very, very affectionate. I find myself holding her hand. A lady. I find myself holding her hand all the time. Off camera too. It's not for the camera. When we were dating, people used to get mad at us because we'd hold hands across the table at Applebee's. Yeah,
it wasn't like, Applebee's, it was Chevy's.
No, that was...
Yes, it was Chevy's. That was when you got there late. Uh-oh. I can't take it. Yeah. Okay, and...
We've always been very affectionate. And no, you know, it's like...
Well, she said, obviously you guys aren't going to be making out for us, but since it is so obvious how you guys adore each other, I wondered if you were a touchy-feely couple. Like, she just wants to know if we are, you know, like that, like holding hands and all that kind of
extremely stuff. Affectionate. To the point where people are uncomfortable around us. No, just joking. No, it's not. It's not that bad. But if you ask our kids if we love each other, they'll tell you that we're always hugging and kissing and stuff. And that's something that it's not like obviously I've never French kissed her in front of the kids, but it's like, you know, I always wanted them to see that. It's like
we're not want that to die.
Yeah, we're not afraid to show affection around each other, but it's like if I always hold her hand or, you know, touch her butt and stuff like that.
No,
I'm just
no.
And we're back. And you know, I just always am trying to just keep the affection alive, because I feel like that people that don't do that, older couples and stuff that don't have show any affection, that had to have stopped somewhere. It wasn't always like that. So I figured if I always grab her hand or put my arm around her, or, you know, it's like the way I see it is if we never lose it, if I never stop doing it, then it's never going to be weird when you stop and then restart. It's like you hear of couples wanting to find the love again, you know, and let's find each other again. Well, guess what? I'm just never gonna lose it. I'll be an old man. Come here, Ronnie. I'll be like, give me a kiss.
Gross. Stop. That is so disgusting.
That's my no teeth.
Okay, that's gross. Do I have something on my teeth?
No.
Then don't look at them. That makes me uncomfortable.
I can look at your teeth. I paid good money to get those things straightened.
And we're back.
Why are you editing that out?
Look at my puffed sleeves. You think they're puffy enough? I need some bags in there. I need to stuff my puffs.
And we're back.
No, that was funny.
You're so funny.
Whatever. You're so rude.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
I'm not.
How did you and your husband become Christians? I got baptized very young, at the age of 7, I believe it was. And then I remember thinking, you know, that, like, I remember having the feelings that I knew what the Bible taught and stuff, and so because of that, I wanted to become a Christian. But then I got rebaptized when I was after my 20s, after I had had Ivan, just for conscience sake. See, I can't remember if I talked about this or not.
You did.
My knee coming up out of the water and all that kind of stuff, yeah. So I just had it on my conscience that I wanted to
She
take
just
care of
wanted to
that
make
just
sure.
in case, yeah. So I did that later, but pretty much most of my life I was a Christian. Jorge?
When I was 21 is when I became a Christian. Nikki and I had been dating for 6 months. I had been going to services with her. You know, I didn't go to get preached at, and I had no intention or I had no desire in being preached at. But it's just, you know, once you're actually listening to the sermons and learn what the Bible says and stuff, it's like you get to the point where you can't help but it start getting to you. So it's like the reason I would go to church was so I can be with Nikki there. But it's like while I was there, I paid attention. So it's like it eventually wore on me, and which is kind of like the way I feel people that aren't Christian, if you can get into the building long enough, it's like eventually if they have a soft heart, even if they have a hard heart at first, it'll soften them up over time. But just because I was in a relationship with her, it just put me in the right position to ask the right questions, and then surrounding myself with the way that Christians lived, you know, how kind they are, and you know how accepting they are. And it's like, it sounds a little cheesy, but it's like when we go to services, I feel like it truly there, it's like truly race doesn't matter at all. You know, I feel like it's very fair across the board. I have to order, excuse me.
Hello, can I help you?
What do you want?
Speak like Prince Charming.
A big old yellow dent on the side of our car. Nikki, when she was going through the drive-thru, she hit the pole. They're called ballards. She hit it. She's like, oh no!
Go.
Maybe if I keep going, it'll stop. And that's how we got a line all across the vent.
Yeah, make sure you don't hit it.
I'm not you,
You
Nikki.
look like an angel.
I'm me.
How do we know what angels?
$7.99. You got
Trick or treat!
People were making fun of it.
What? They were?
No. How to get attention.
That's fun.
the kids would have went crazy if we had
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have your kids have regular quiet times, Bible study, family devotions?
We set time aside for that, yes. Next.
I feel like that's part of their homework. It's something that, you know, they know that they're responsible for like their lessons and stuff like that. We talk about God and rules and just all of that kind of stuff all the time. So it's not like just you know, at this time on this day that we're going to be doing that. It's just like a way of life for us, and God is just worked into all of our conversations and kind of thing, right? Did you say that?
Yes.
Okay, is one of you more spiritual than the other? Jorge?
I think Nikki has a different point of view than I have, in this, not in the sense of what we believe, but in the sense that it's always been a part of her life. And it's only been about part of half of my life. Well, not even half yet. But, so I think it's just a different...
It's harder for you?
Yeah, I think I have different struggles than she does, but I feel that she's a stronger Christian than I am. But it's always something, you know, you're growing towards.
Hi, you ready for the large one cafe?
Yeah.
Be right back.
Trick or treat.
What is your favorite movie genre and music genre?
Music, I don't really have one.
I really love music, and I love a lot of different kinds of music, especially oldies and
I like classical music and stuff, but
jazz.
I probably, you know, if I were to listen to the radio or something, it's country for me.
Yeah.
You know, I used to like rap in high school and stuff, but I can't sing along.
We should go back.
I like
We should go.
old school feeling kind of movies, like Back to the Future style. That era was probably the coolest movie times for me. But it's like I just felt like the writing was so good, and those older Steven Spielberg movies, or in the 90s and stuff, when they had those really cool movies come out. But it's like I really like movies in general, so it's an exciting time for movies now because of the graphics are so good, and you know, all the superhero movies, I'm a big fan of those. But I really appreciate older movies. It's a Wonderful World, timeless classic.
It's a Wonderful World or a Wonderful Life?
It's a Wonderful Life, sorry.
Yeah.
So,
And
you know,
I would say, what would you say my favorite is? I like action.
do you
but-
like real life?
Yeah.
I'm like a sci-fi. Sci-fi is probably my favorite.
I love
Nikki
true
likes, like,
story-based
True
movies.
drama kind of, you know, crime kind of movies.
Yeah. I love when they get the bad guy.
She calls, like, you know, she likes history stuff to where she wants it to be possible.
Yeah.
That's what she likes.
The next question is, how old were you when your mom and your dad divorced? I was 5 years old when my parents separated, and then it took about 2 years for the divorce to finalize. So I was about 7 years old when everything was all said and done, divorce was final. And do you have good relationships with your entire family?
My entire family is here.
Define entire family. I would say that I have good relationships with everybody who is willing to have good relationships. Because, you know, I think that in pretty much most families, there's a lot of times there are just different personalities and stuff. And I know that on my end, I've tried to, you know, have good relationships with everybody. It's always my goal to be like that peacemaker and to have good relationships with everybody, but is everybody in my family willing to do that? No. The honest truth about it is no. So unfortunately, that's always sad to me. How many siblings do you have, and are you the oldest, youngest, middle, what? Starting with you.
I have one older sister. That's it.
So simple. All right, for me, I have 2 older brothers and 4 younger sisters. So that kind of tells you where I am, in the middle, upper middle.
All right, let's be serious now.
Okay, let's be serious. Okay.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Someday my prince will come.
Till then, you'll have to settle for me. That wraps up our Q&A road, Halloween road style Q&A. So thanks for watching. If you like it, give it a big thumbs up. If you hated it, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe, because why not? It's, you know, doesn't do anything.
What?
Doesn't do anything if you're subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything. You can turn on the
bell.
Click the little bell so you can get notified every time Nikki drops those videos for you that she works tirelessly to produce. Tirelessly. Do you guys have any idea what I have had to sacrifice by Nikki making these videos?
What have you had to sacrifice?
Lots. Lots and lots. Has anybody ever considered what I have to go through?
Okay.
While you make these videos?
Then now people aren't going to want to watch. Because they don't want you to have to suffer.
I want you guys to watch so it can be worth it. Right. This wraps up our road style Q&A, okay? I'm trying to end this. Can't figure out how. Alright, for whatever reason it's not working, so let's just say this is where we part ways. Okay, we're just gonna go. Okay, bye. We'll see you later. Just gonna go. That's it. Bye. Let's see.
You didn't say happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, okay? Boo.
No.
Happy Halloween. You guys have a happy Halloween. Have a safe Halloween. Have a fruitful Halloween. Don't give fruit to kids. Nobody likes that. Don't be a weirdo. Give the good candy. We're talking Hershey's, Kit Kats. We're talking Crackles. Don't get that cheap stuff. Nobody likes that. Don't be the boring parents that give out that gross candy, the little yellow butterscotch candy. Don't do that. Why do you want people to throw away your candy? Get the good candy, okay? Fun size.
Fun size.
You gotta be real cool, get the big ones. Bye.